All right, welcome to the beginning of investigation 2A. I put some water in this bucket, and the very first thing we're going to do is just make an observation about the flow rate, so how fast or slow the water is coming out of the bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the spigot on, and you can just observe. So this is the part where you're making your observation to think about, is the flow rate getting faster or slower as it empties? And then we're going to be collecting qualitative data. What would I need to do to collect quantitative data? So something with some numbers to help us out. In addition, we're also going to make our prediction with our part 4. This will lead you to writing your hypothesis. Make sure to fill out the hypothesis before going through the rest of the videos. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer and turn the spigot on. You'll notice it is dripping just a little bit, but that's okay. Remember, a drop of water is like 1/10 of a milliliter. That will not make any difference if you're looking at our measuring tool, which you can see the resolution here. It looks like it's coming up by 10 milliliters, so you would not notice that difference. So don't worry about the extra drips. It should be fine. All right, let's go ahead. And we're waiting. I'm just gonna wait 10 seconds. The lab says 20, but I feel like that's a little too long. All right. So notice that it's not gonna be perfect. This is meant to be a 2% activity, but I started, turned it on, stopped, turned it off. So hopefully that amount of time in between was the same. So our time is 10.081. Go ahead and record that in your data table. And I'm gonna pour this in to our measuring tank here, so we can see what this volume is. And I'm just gonna move this down so you can make your own measurement here. So I'm also gonna take a picture. Wow, that actually is pretty good. Don't forget your degree of uncertainty. That is an important piece here. So again, the resolution is 10 milliliters. No, it's not. I said it was 10. It's not 10. You guys, what is it? So it looks like that resolution is 50, so we go to the nearest tens. So go ahead and mark your volume on the table, and then again, the time, 10.081. All right, going back here. All right, whoop, clear that out. Emptying this displacement tank. Let's go ahead and try again. Start, turn on. Stop, turn off. All right, so the time is 10.241. Let's go ahead and measure the water. All right, and again, I'll let you make your own measurement, and I'll also take a picture that you can look at later. So we're just waiting for that water level to settle. So go ahead and think about what that would be with the correct degree of uncertainty, correct number of sig figs. And then again, if you didn't get that time before, 10.241. So we have a very precise stopwatch. Unfortunately, we have to deal with me turning it on and off, so we know that there's obviously going to be some human error in there. All right, another round. Are you ready? So am I. Ready, set, start. On. Ooh, and stop. Okay. And now the water's getting really close to where the spigot is, so we're not going to be able to do another trial for this one. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's kind of hard to see for me too. So I'm going to pour the water into our measuring device. If I wanted to be more specific, I would use something like a graduated cylinder, but I don't care. All right. Oh yeah, time. Time is 10.305. And volume, again, it is settling. But I'll go ahead and take a picture here for our third timed trial. All right. Wow, that was quick. So that was only 3 trials. I want to do this again, but this time I'm going to do a shorter interval, maybe just like 5 seconds so we can see more data points. So let's stop the video and I'll get reset. All right, I filled this puppy to the brim. All right, round 2, I'd use a separate table. For these intervals, I'm going to do 5 seconds this time. Oh, I have to, oh my gosh, I forgot I had to start it. Clear, okay, start, on. And start off. So time is 5 seconds, so 5.313 seconds. I realize I'm trying to do too much at once, pouring this in and everything. So after 5 seconds, we get this for our tank volume. Again, think about the resolution. Let's go ahead and do our next 5-second interval. You'll have so much more fun when you guys are actually doing the labs yourself. All right, so remembering I should pour it in here first so the water settles. I'm making a mess of these lab tables. Good thing it's just water. So our time, 5.377 seconds. And we've got our tank volume here. I'll take a picture, but go ahead and record that value. Okay. Boom. Boom. Trying to remember all the steps is kind of hard. All right, and go. All right. So for our time, we get 5.442 seconds. And for the tank volume, I'll let you go ahead and record. All right. Still got a ways to go with this one. So this is giving us more data. So this will probably be the better one to make your scatter plot out of, or you know what, maybe just make both, who knows. Start on, pause off. Whew. All right. We got our time is 5.345 seconds. And now we have our tank volume. I'm gonna try to get it at eye level to make the best measurement here. All right, so again, recording these all on our table. Getting ready for the next one. All right. And keep in mind, we're going to be calculating the flow rate from this. So instead of just using 5 seconds exactly, I'm using what I am actually getting because we're going to calculate flow rate anyway. So we get 5.378 for our time. And for our volume, we've got this. So again, make your measurement. Don't forget the degree of uncertainty. At some point, I'll stop reminding you of that every time you make a measurement, but probably not for the first quarter. All right, this might be the last one. So the water's up to here right now, which I guess you can't quite see. And the spigot's here, so I don't want that to interfere. Okay. Yep, the water line is just above the spigot, so that is perfect. All right. So time, 5.345. And then tank volume. Ooh, I'm seeing a pattern. Are you? Okay. So I feel good about that data, so hopefully you do as well. All right, so you should have your table filled out, again, with that volume of water and the time. I know we don't have 12 intervals, that's fine. And the data for the 10-second one and the 5-second one should be kept separate, even though like the data points of flow rate should still make sense. We just did different times, so I'd make 2 different scatter plots for this one. So the key, again, like I mentioned earlier, was we had to find flow rate. So we are not just putting the time and the amount of water on our scatter plot. We're looking for flow rate. So we're taking the number of milliliters and dividing by the number of seconds for each of those intervals. And once we do, we can make our graph. So this is just a sample. You don't have to do it on the same one. You can make your own graph. You can use online methods to help you out. So you could use like Google Sheets perhaps to do that. You could also make your own graph on paper and just take a picture and upload that. And then finally, for the analyzing our data, these are some questions that you'll see in the actual lab question section, where I'm asking some of these at the very end, but a lot of it you might end up addressing in your actual lab as you go. All right, hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, email me. But please check out the whole folder. That's where I'm putting all of the images and a PDF or Google Doc of the lab manual if you prefer to like see all of this as well. But again, this will be our formal lab report. The parts that I'm going to be focusing on grading is your data analysis, so your graph, and your conclusion. So don't forget high, high, low, so. All right, until next time.